Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your guy, Yankee Beijing, coming to you again after a long wait due to this whole coronavirus spread. But I'm here with another special guest. I'm going to let her introduce her name, and we can go ahead and get this interview started. And I'm recording for BlackAsiaMagazine. Go ahead and tell us about your name.
Hi, so my name is Dominique Marie. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump it off. So this next question is going to be 3 parts. So is where did you grow up? Where do you live now? And how long have you lived where you currently are?
Okay, so I'm a military brat. I'm from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. If I have to say I'm from anywhere, I usually say I'm from Korea because I actually grew up here in Korea, graduated high school at the base that just closed in Seoul. And but like from the States, I say I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, because that's where my grandparents are. And stateside wise, like that's the place that I lived the longest. Living in Korea as an adult, I've been here 8 years, a total of almost 12 years altogether, from like teenage years to adult. But I'm currently living in Asan.
So what has it been like growing up here in Korea? Like,
it's definitely like totally different experiences. When I was here as a kid, like I said, I graduated here, so I was here 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. I was really just on the base. I went to China, Hong Kong, Japan, Guam for different competitions, which was like really cool. Getting to travel and stuff for basketball, volleyball, and choir. But being here as an adult and not being on the base until recently, or affiliated until recently, has been like totally different. So I'm really appreciating being enculturated into Korean culture and like having to figure out how to go grocery shopping to still fit my diet and like cook the food that I like to eat type thing. So that's been really cool. And being able to just travel, because it's cheaper to travel Asia, and like I've been to a whole bunch of different places from here, and it's cheaper.
Okay. Well, what about like the first half of your life then, growing up in Tennessee, right?
Well, I lived in Tennessee from birth until I was 6. And then I moved every 2 to 3 years or even 1 year. So I went to 12 different schools from kindergarten to I graduated. But that was cool. I know it's not for everybody. So I'm considered a third culture kid. And I think that's good for me. So I get the bug where I'm like, it's been 3 years in one spot. It's time to leave. Which is why I've been living in a different place in Korea every 2 to 3 years. But I enjoyed it. I like moving around a lot. You got a chance to meet new people and reinvent yourself.
Definitely. So, okay, so going back to the Korean side of it, like what was it like growing up day to day out here? Even though you were on the base, like what kind of things were you doing like outside the base from like day to day?
So honestly, as a kid, we were free, not as free as the kids are these days to just roam around and go places. But my parents are actually very strict, and I was always doing something after school with school, like sports. So I didn't really have a lot of free time to just hang out. But it was like being in America, and then when you would go off post, it was like, oh wow, I'm in Asia right now. So it's kind of different. But it was cool. Like it gave me an appreciation for it so much that when I had the opportunity to come back or go overseas anywhere, I was like, I want to go back to Korea because I consider it home. So, yeah.
Okay, where else in the world have you been? I know you mentioned China. What was other
Korea is the only place that I've lived, but as far as visiting, I used to go on mission trips to Sri Lanka until 2 years ago. So I've been to Sri Lanka, Thailand, China, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Cambodia, Australia, Fiji, uh, Japan, of course, and a variety of other Far East Asian countries.
Yeah.
I've been to the UK, Russia, Turkey, Germany, France, and a couple of the Caribbean islands and Mexico.
Okay, so you guys well traveled. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What are some noticeable differences you can tell people out there about your lifestyle here in Korea compared to like maybe your family members or friends that in the States? I know you touched on it a little bit earlier about being a little bit more free out here. Like, can you go like some more detail, like the differences that you can tell people out there?
Not to sound like bougie, but when I go back to like where my mom retired, she retired in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah.
My point of view of a lot of things are different.
Mm-hmm.
Things that, are, I don't know, my point of view on things are different. My global perspective on things are different. My desire to get up and go out and do things or serve the community or help people just seems a little different.
Yeah.
I'll say that my Blackness was challenged when I went back to the States after high school.
Yeah. They're good to do that.
Yeah. Like I had only been around like Korean mixes, white people. There were 13 Black people in my graduating class. Yeah. So I went to Howard University and it was like Black people everywhere. And that was great. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was just kind of funny because like when I would see someone that was not Black, I'd be like, hi, my name is Dominique. Nice to meet you. Like excited. And I thought that was kind of funny. Like, so that's a difference, growing up overseas or growing up in a very mixed or non-Black environment and then going into a very Black environment was culture shock for me. And you would think that it wouldn't be, but it was. I experienced racism for the very first time when I went to college on a historically Black campus. And that was shocking for me. But the opportunities that I've been afforded having military parents and being able to travel, opposed to people who have never left their town, has given me that desire to just leave, like come back and help, the community that I came from, but just to go out and explore. Yeah, that was crazy. I was coming out of my dorm room and there was a white Afghan girl that was attending our school and she was in the pre-dentistry program. I will never forget her face. Her name is Avista. I won't say her last name, but she was like, my nickname is Nikki. Yeah. She was like, what are you doing in here, you stupid nigger? I was like, what?
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
And I left and I went back to my room and my roommate was like, what's wrong? I was like, Avista just called me a nigger, like boldly. And then all my friends wanted to fight her, and
yeah, that would have been hands, especially back then. So that would have been instant hands.
yeah, and I was just like, this did not happen. This is crazy. So yeah, that was life-changing for me, and for her. But from then it was just kind of like, okay. And then I started noticing more around me. I had never been around a situation where I was different than anybody from when I came back to the States, which was strange because I was so different here in Korea. And like, even now, like to deal with like Korean people staring at you because you're different. My perspective on that is I'm a celebrity and they just have never seen anybody, that looks like me. And I'm like, hey, yeah, like take your pictures. I know. But that's a different perspective for me. So
exactly. Yeah, we're gonna touch on more of that some question here coming up. But so the next question we're gonna jump into is as much detail as possible. Like, can you tell everybody out there like what kind of work do you do now?
So I have two different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to Korea to teach. I have a teaching credential. I was teaching AP chemistry at a Christian school, a boarding school. And then I moved to Incheon to teach at an international school. And then I moved to Seoul teaching at an international school. And now I'm working on one of the bases here in Korea teaching 5th grade. And my other job is I picked up a modeling contract with one of the Korean brands out here. So I do that also.
Yes, please elaborate on that for the people out there who people can't do more than teach out here in Korea.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities out here in Korea for everybody. I think that if you have graduated from university and you don't know what you want to do with your life, like find a job in Korea or China after this coronavirus stuff gets out of the way and go teach English. You make money, you get to travel, you get to see new things, and then you figure out like what you want to do from there. But it's more than just teaching English. Like there are entertainers here. I have two friends who are singers that are out here that are like aspiring artists to like make it big back home in the States or in Canada. And they're out here rocking it. They do gigs like every weekend. And I think it's pretty cool. You have people out here who have come to teach English and they've opened up businesses from different clubs or hookah spots. They have restaurants and jazz lounges out here. I have a friend who is an actor and he's out here acting like in various commercials or shows. And he does some modeling too. So it's just kind of like, this is not America where it's the land of opportunity because don't forget you're Black. But at the same time, like there are other opportunities here while you're trying to forge your way in the States. And for me, I did a little modeling in the States. It's not like that's what I want to do in my life, but like it's something that I enjoy. And I did some stuff this summer in the States for like Miami Swim Week. And then when I was coming back, one of my friends was like, you should enter this contest with J-Style because they're looking for global models. And J-Style is a part, they'll have a part of them that has plus size clothing. And she was like, yeah, they're looking for a plus size global model, you should enter. So long story short, within 48 hours, because that's all the time I had left, I completed my application, did a little video and sent it to them, went through the rounds, and I was awarded a contract with another young lady from Turkey. And that has been pretty awesome. Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. But at the same time, I have to remind myself not to get sad because I am in Korea. So while it was really exciting for them in the beginning, and the company, you know, is great and they love me or whatever, but their clientele are Korean. So they want to see a Korean face. Like having a Black face every now and again is cute. You know, oh, she's so beautiful, I like her. But they really want to see someone that looks like them. Well, it's important for me living overseas to have somebody that looks like me when I look at a company. So that's been like a big change here. So breaking down barriers with J-Style, making everybody know that like, just because you're big doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. And then like being Korea's first Black plus size model is like
big.
And it only takes one yes. You may get a lot of no's, but it only takes one yes. So keep trying.
Which is crazy because people in the States will go through a whole bunch of no's doing stuff, but then they get out to a different country and then all of a sudden they forgot that they can work past no's. Like it's nothing. It's not like your life is end. Like just keep moving to the next thing.
Yep. I look at Josephine Baker. She moved to Europe and then blew up. And then you have Tina Turner that was like, I think I'm done with the States now. I'm going to move to Europe. And she's thriving. Like you don't. Like it's just all about where your comfort zone rests. And if your town is small, then go to a bigger one. If they don't like you there, move somewhere else. Like, you're going to be somebody's flavor of tea. You just have to find out where that flavor is wanted.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next question, which kind of just is like a spillover from what we were just now talking about. Like, how do you feel as a Black person living, working in this culture right now, like Korea?
I can honestly say that I am more comfortable living in Korea than I am in the States. My experience won't be everyone's experience. I've not experienced like flat out racism here. I've seen it, or I've heard of it. I've experienced the ignorance.
Oh,
And
yeah,
for me, it's more so like, I've never experienced that before, or, you know, I've never seen a Black person in real life before, or these are the stereotypes that I know about Black people. So you must also fit those stereotypes, right? But my thing is, and it may be because I'm an educator by heart, it's a learning experience. Everything's a teachable moment. So to have somebody come up and like grab my hair, well, hold on. You have to ask first. Consent is everything. And if they ask me, and I'm probably not helping those out there that don't like this, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Because it's
some
different.
people hate that, but it's personal preference. Some people don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. You know, there's a lot of stuff out here that I don't mind, you know, talking about or getting involved with that doesn't bother me. Because like you said, in the States, like, especially as a Black man, it's like I feel hunted. I feel hunted every day I stepped outside my house, even though I was, you know, veteran, never been, you know, never had an arrest record, all that kind of good stuff. Always felt like I was being hunted. So, yeah, like you said, out here, I've never felt that way. Never been crossed wrong like that. You know, like you said, dealing with ignorance. Yeah, of course, you're gonna have that everywhere.
Right.
But not like that, just blatant racism like, you know, you get in the States on a regular basis.
Yeah. And believe it or not, more Black people have been mean to me here than Korean people, which is kind of funny because I would think that we would just all stick together. But I mean, it's just different people and their personalities. So I don't get upset and want to leave the country or think that all Black people are rude when one person doesn't. I definitely can't do that, in my opinion, in a country that's not even my own. So you make it work for you.
Yeah, I never really get that too. It's like some people, you know, go all up in arms, you know, over, a few people in a race of millions, and then without really thinking about, you know, you doing the same thing that they're probably doing to you. They're ignorant.
Yeah. And if it is a lot of people that are doing it, and again, this is just the way I see things, then you educate them.
Yeah.
Like with the whole big thing right now with the Tupac musical.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm up
like
there.
I just don't support. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not gonna get up in arms. Yeah, it's like a smack in the face, but at the same time, like I'm just not gonna support it. Like,
yeah, like just don't go. Don't give them your money. Like, well, it's the fact that how can they? You are right. So educate them, and if they don't want to learn about it, then don't waste your breath. Like the Serenity Prayer, I am a part of a couple of different organizations, and so we had to recite the Serenity Prayer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really about it as an adult now. Like, if I can't change it, I'm not stressing about it. If I can change it, let's change it. And you have to be smart enough to know the difference and know which fight is worth the squeeze. And with that one, speak your mind by all means. Check them by all means.
Yeah.
But don't let it ruin your day because it's not that deep.
Because I was just talking about it the other day with my buddy and so that ain't even my brother. I was like, because if you explain to a Korean, like you explain to them like, okay, look, what if a Japanese person took on one of your famous Korean actors' roles,
or Kim Sejong? They came over here trying to be Kim Sejong.
Yeah, they switched their roles and made it their own little Japanese way. Like, yeah, they'll be up in arms because of their past and their history and stuff like that. So it's like you just gotta show them examples. Like, look, this is how it comes off to us. To this
right.
Way. Like You know, you just got to show them examples like that. You just can't get mad at them. It's just like, oh, you don't do that. You disrespecting culture, blah, blah, blah. Now you got to give them an example. Pick something that they are highly in love with, you know, that they're proud of, and incorporate, you know what I'm saying, those frustrations or that tensity that they have with other people. And like, look, what if this person came and did that to you? How would you feel? They'd be like, oh, no. Exactly.
Right.
But
if they still choose to do it,
yeah,
and you've done all you can. So I do appreciate those sisters and brothers out there who are taking a stand and protesting and all of that. So definitely not saying don't do that, like do that. But just know that, you know, it's all about how it comes across, and we don't want to, but at the same time, we have to make sure that our voices are actually heard. And it's not like, So.
All right, moving on to the next question. What other Black-owned businesses have you come across out here?
So the ones that I support frequently, Jessica Fry has like an empire out here. She's like the Jay-Z of Korea right now.
Definitely. Plugs. Give out the names, locations. Plug in our people.
Yep, she is, in my opinion, the Jay-Z out here. She started with Honey Hair, and then she got JJ's Diner, and now she's got JJ's Funk and Jazz Lounge. And it's like she has like her business on shuttle delivery. So if you out here in Pyeongtaek and you hungry, make sure you hit her up. And then you have like her online business with the Honey Hair, and she's giving Black people jobs out here. You know what I'm saying? Like the university, I know a couple of university students who work for her. Yeah. So she is giving back to the community. Then you have, that's her name up, Shauna Johnson with Melanin Poppin', who collaborates with different businesses to get that out there. So I've supported her in buying a couple of things from her. Some of her products are in the Honey Hair shop, and they have just launched their online website. That's so redundant, but they just launched their website. So you can like check out Melanin Poppin', I guess.com. I don't know, but she's on all the social media, so you can look that up. And then you have Pinnacle, the Hustler. I don't know if he's taking that off of his name or not.
You got a Hip Hop Lounge over there, Itaewon.
Yep, he got the lounge in Itaewon, the beginning of Itaewon, and before that, he actually had a club. So
he has an entertainer.
You have a lot.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, he's an entertainer. Yeah, so it's just kind of like you have all of these, and that's just a few like different areas. So you have food and service industry, and then you have a clothing line that's out there, and then you have the entertainment part that's out there also. So it's just amazing. Then you have a couple of like different caterers and such that are out here, whether they're affiliated with the base or not. I just bought 12 cupcakes that I should not have bought. And they were delicious. From Miss Brown, who is a parent of one of the students at Humphreys Middle School, but she bakes on the side. And while we're in quarantine, like freshman 15, this is the COVID-19, so I need to get in the gym and get this taken care of.
I got to slide through over that area. My cousin stay over there. She based on that base. But
okay.
On these lockdowns, they've been funny with the access, even for vets.
Yes.
Let me see. Then there's also Pinnacle. He put me on to the barber out there in Soho. So when I shoot up that way, since I'm in my new city, a 30-minute bus ride. Now I can go see African barber up there. His shop is called Gabbys.
Oh yeah. He cuts all. Well, I won't say all. I have a couple of athlete friends or whatever, like professional athlete friends, and that's where they go get their haircut.
He clean with it.
Yeah.
And it's nice and chill. So it's like, you know, and it's definitely supporting our brothers, you know. So it's definitely good spot to go to. So if any of y'all need a nice clean cut, be fresh, good soul, don't worry about all those those little wannabe shops out there. Like, just go ahead and stop by Gabbys. I think there's another shop I've seen in one of the groups or whatever. I guess somebody else is back out there cutting too. Can't remember, but I think there was somebody else. I guess they used to have a shop. I think they opened back up.
Okay, the only one I know is him.
Yeah, I remember running across it in one of the groups, but I don't remember the name right now, so I can't tell you. All right, next question. So, we talked about some of the good, some of the bad, but definitely, what is like I guess you say, what was your most loved or enjoyable thing about being out here in South Korea, like that, you personally?
Aside from traveling and the different like opportunities we get for like entertainment to come here, like for musicians and artists and such, I would say the community. Even though I said that I've experienced more negativity by Black people out here, the community is still like tight. It's like, we may not get along, but nobody else can mess with us type thing. So we band together. But like I said, I've been here for 8 years, and in my first 5 years, I had the same crew, and it would grow and grow and grow. But, they have since all left me except for 2 that are holding on. And that has been the most enjoyable thing, just being there for weddings and some divorces. Babies being born, babies growing up, friends falling out, friends getting back together, traveling together. That's been the most amazing thing. And also within the Korean community, I know a little bit of Korean, so I use it to my advantage, like here and in the States, when I'm at the hair shops getting discounts. But the Korean community here also is just very loving.
Yeah, I got a bunch of local friends.
Yeah, and just very helpful. So, but again, that's my experience. So I know a couple people who said that they're not. I'm like, I don't know where you live, but that ain't me.
Come across the right ones. That's all it is. You just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Numbers. It's numbers game.
Yeah.
Find the right ones.
Yeah.
What about this whole? Because I know people out there are probably looking like, yo, what? We need to hurry up. We need to talk about this Corona thing going on. So, how do you feel about this whole Corona situation? How it's affecting you? Being out here in Korea, also.
So
you have this extra stuff that you getting taxed with. So.
Yeah. So I am a scientist by trade. That's why I went to school, graduate degree in, worked in a lab, the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, in the pathology department. So it's just kind of like with the whole Corona thing, the panic is not necessary. The thing that's the most like alarming to me is the way that it's the quickness in how it has spread.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most alarming thing to me, more so than anything. Like, you'll see research that says that the flu has killed more people. But as far as like people having I don't even know what you want to call them, but having the immunity already for different versions of the flu, like not a lot of people may be contracting it, but like they're building an immunity to it. Whereas this is something newer for people. Yeah, exactly. So that is the part that's like, that might be a problem, the incubation period of it. But I'm irritated by a couple of things dealing with it. One, people thinking that the masks are going to help them.
Yeah. CDC really
it's not.
That's not.
Yes.
It's for the people
it's frustrating.
So for the people who have, the symptoms, we're doing that. That's mainly for them.
Yeah, that's to protect us healthy people from y'all. Like, it's not to protect you from the non-healthy people. Like, the thing that's really going to save you is don't touch your face, wash your hands, and try not to get spit or sneezed on. But like, that's not going to help you.
Taught as kids, especially the Black community, like that's why you don't hear many of us get sick, because like we talk from the jump. Like, yo, I didn't hear no water in there. You better go back
Yep.
and wash your ass hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming out here, if you grew up in an island family, black,
Oh Lord.
like, especially a Caribbean family or something like that, oh, nah. You can catch a slipper, you can
Catch something.
nah, you gonna get busted. You sneeze at a table or something like that, don't cover your mouth, oh, you getting beat up in the street. You better watch something.
Yep.
Like we're more acclimated to it. Like we already know. Like this is just bare necessity. We know this. We know wash your hands. Use the bathroom. Wash your hands. When I came out here, the second time out here, you know, and I started teaching the public school first, but now I'm teaching academy. It's like grown adults walking out the bathroom after using the toilet, not washing hands. I'm like, seriously, dude? I'm looking at you looking like.
But the black thing, I do want to note that I've seen some pretty, what I would call insensitive comments that black people can't get this virus. And that is absolutely not true. Of the 9 USFK incidents or infections, contractions, I don't know what you call it, here, 2 of them are black people, and not like half black, like they're trying to say about the basketball player, but like black. So we can't get it.
I think it's more,
and we don't have an immunity to it. We're not extra protected from it. Viruses don't care. It's just when we look at, I guess, where we've been or how we've protected ourselves or who's been around us, there's not been a reported case. And in the States, we can't look at that because there are a lot of people in America that don't have health care.
yeah.
And the healthcare is not the same as it is over here in Korea, where I can just go to the doctor in the emergency room and pay maybe $35 for the whole visit. So people that may be sick are not getting tested. So they're just there thinking that they got a bad cold or they can't afford it.
It's usually funny until it happens to your own race. Like a lot of Koreans would laugh at it. Like, you know, they were talking, I heard so many Koreans, they be talking mad junk about the Chinese, this and that.
Yeah.
They just blew up over here and all of a sudden the faces dropped. So it's like, yeah, it's funny. It's funny until it happens to you, but you gotta find some humor and things. And I think it's just, I don't think the black people out there that are doing these videos, putting them out, because like I said, I've laughed at plenty of them. It's like, it's just trying to, you know, get people's minds off of this whole freaking out for nothing. Like, I mean, it's not for nothing, but all over freaking out. It's like, we made it through so many things out there. Just keep, you know, like you said, do the basics that we've been taught since we were little. Just keep your hygiene and sanitary practices strong, and you'll, you know, get through this. And like you said, in the States, I feel more safe out here than in the States, even though there's a lot more cases.
Absolutely.
Because, like you said, the presidential administration that's currently there first of all, they cut CDC funding when they first took office, which was stupid. Then,
my line sister.
You know, that the whole, like the minimum charge you can get to get tested. I think the minimum you get charged is like $1,600. So of course people ain't gonna get tested. Of course, people can't afford it. Like he's like, yo, I can't. Why can't we get? Because if you get tested, if they were to do what Korea's doing right now, I'm sure the numbers would be skyrocketed in the States right now. It'd be dumb high. But like you said, it's scary in the States right now. And, you know, I got a little one that lives in the States and it's like, I just hope that he, you know, everything's good with him, because like
keep your hands to yourself.
You don't know the conditions in the States. It's crazy. It's Russian roulette in the States right now.
Yeah.
And you hear what they're doing too? Like in Italy, they had suspended paying mortgages and rent and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because people can't work. It's amazing.
That's what they need to do out here, though. That's what they need to do out here. Especially with our academies and stuff cutting pay. They need to do that out here.
Yeah. And so that's where I'm different. Because I work on the base, I'm working for a U.S. entity. Yeah. And I've not experienced any wages loss. But I know some of our, I'm going to say our people out here from different groups that I'm in on Facebook, like they're getting 70% of their wages. Yeah. But I also read
pickup Saturdays and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also read that that's illegal though. So check on that. Somebody put in the Brothers and Sisters of South Korea group that that's illegal, and they cited some clause in the Korean law for it. So y'all be looking out for that, because that's rough.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy. And it's just, I can understand some people's ways of not wanting to rock the waves, but at the same time, there's a lot of people dropping like flies, like not dying, but leaving
yeah.
the country, a lot of leaving schools, leaving. Let's hope this ends soon, because especially for the people like myself who work for these academies and private schools and like that, we don't need our bank accounts getting no more hits. we don't need that. But I honestly ain't going nowhere. I've been through similar situations where people cut pay and things like that. But we'll get through it. We just said people got to stick together. We got to find these clauses and share them and start.
Make a demand. Yeah, and the economy, you can see it, like the wine rate is going up. And so for me, now that I'm making American money, that's great. But it's not for y'all that are making money in won and now have to convert it to dollars, and now it's less. Like I had a friend that just left to go back to the States, and she was supposed to get like 20 million won for her pension, and it counted down to only like $15,000. I was like, whew, that's a big cut. Leave that in the bank here until the bond rate go back down.
Keep that Korean bank account open.
Yeah.
Keep it open.
So that's the part that worries me most, I guess, looking at our economies, especially the Korean economy, looking at the fact that like the USFK community, we have a stop clause where we can't leave, and we're not like letting people like come back to Korea as far as like their PCSing. Like we had people who were supposed to leave and now they can't until May. And then we can't eat in places or sit in places off post, that will sit 20 people or more. So looking at the businesses that thrive off of like the military and DoD community, like they're hurting right now. And my heart hurts for them, because like that's how they feed their families, so what are they going to do? So it's more than just us getting sick or me not being able to go anywhere for spring break. I'm sad. But it's also looking at the people that we actually live with, that the country that we're in, and how they're going to handle this and how they're going to rebuild from this. So that's especially why I want it to be over soon, because you're right, it doesn't just affect us, it affects everybody around us too.
All right, so last question, and then I'll let you go about your business to carry on your stuff in the day. What projects do you have going on right now, and what do you have like might be coming up in like the future?
I don't even know where to start. So within just me, I am currently writing a grant. I want to make the little organization that I have, it's a service organization that I have called Project So. I want to do it on a bigger scale. And it's basically saving our world. And I got involved in that in the States, but I made it bigger when I was here. And so I would do some type of service once a month. And then I became a member of a sorority here, and we do a variety of different service projects a month. We just did a little dress project where we took pillowcases and made dresses for little girls, and we made one shirt because the shirt is hard to make. And we're going to be giving those to little girls in Haiti and in Ghana this summer. And we have another project coming up where we're collecting baby items and gently used glasses for different organizations here. And we've partnered with Men's Home in Seoul that we're helping out there. They get anywhere between 100 and 200 visitors a day. So just making sure that they have different resources, and the orphanages is here. Something big that I'm looking forward to on the like job end well, I was supposed to be going to the States to give a presentation in California at the end of this month, but due to not being allowed to travel right now, I won't be able to do that. And that presentation or that event has actually been shut down by the governor because it was going to have 250 or more people. But yeah, so just really looking forward to different community service events. With J-Style, we have a I Love Myself Now campaign going on, and you don't have to be plus signs to do it, but just like really spreading body positivity and self-love and self-care right now. So yeah.
That's what's up. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me and the people. And definitely catch up with you on a follow-up, and when more of this stuff starts coming to fruition, and your charities and stuff, and check in and see where everything is going. Is there any social media plugs you would like to give people so they can contact you for like information on the modeling,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, definitely. If you want information or you want to chat or whatever, or follow my journey, you can find me on Instagram at Ivy N the Rock, IVY the letter N DAROK. And if you want information about any of those businesses that I stated or that we talked about earlier, you can hit me up and I can send you to their social medias as well, because it's all about the Black dollar.
Definitely. All right. Well, once again, thank you. This is Yank Beijing, reporting for BlackAsiaMagazine. Thank you for a special guest. Go ahead and say your name again.
Dominique Marie.
And thank you for checking us out. Peace.
Bye.